What's going on YouTube? It's ShotBy, man. We are back with another video for y'all today. As y'all know, I've been going crazy with the full form uploads because I've been trying to get our numbers up on the full form content. Since, you know, YouTube Shorts is cool and all, but it just don't pay the bills, man. So today we're back with another video on my 2009 Dodge Charger Pursuit. As y'all can see, we're driving it right now. And today I'll be sitting here going over how to use the Autostick mode on the Dodge Charger Pursuit, whether they have the NAG 1 5-speed with the all-wheel drive, or whether they have rear-wheel drive with the NAG 1, or if they're rear-wheel drive with the 8-speed, man. So they all work pretty much the same. I've had a couple comments that I've seen over the last couple months basically asking me if I could do a video explaining how it functions and how to actually use it. Now, also, the same system runs in any car that has Autostick from Dodge. Runs the same type of Autostick, so it's technically the same thing throughout like every model trim that has Autostick. But since the column shifter is on the Pursuits only, then I figure I would just go ahead and make it a separate video. So first things first, man, what is Autostick? It's technically a manual gear selection mode that's in most of the Dodge Chargers and Dodge Challenger cars with the automatic transmissions. Now, it doesn't technically shift the car like people think it does on most Autostick cars or manual mode cars. You know, when you go from first to second, if you put it in second on the manual mode, then you'll take off in second, or you'll take off in third and whatnot. But the Dodge Autostick is a little bit different, man, because whenever you are driving it, basically the gear that you select up on the gauge cluster or whatever is basically a cap for the car. So say if you're driving and you want to put it in third, say you stop and you put it in third, and then you take off driving, it will shift from first to second to third, and then once it gets to third, it'll just stop shifting and it'll hold third gear. So it doesn't actually put the car in the gear that you select, it just caps it out once it gets to that gear, if that makes sense. Now, when you're driving it, for the most part, there's a couple of safety features that it has, so it prevents you from, you know, downshifting too far or money shifting, rev bombing the car or anything. That way it protects the car and the transmission from, like I say, over revving and messing itself up. But that doesn't mean that it's like completely foolproof, man. You still gotta be, you know, kind of somewhat competent when it comes down to driving it, so that way you don't overheat the transmission and cause any other issues that can possibly come from using the Autostick. Looks like we got a Hellcat or a Scat Pack up here or something. It looks like a wide body. It's a Hellcat. Ooh, I see. It's best used whenever you want to have a more spirited driving experience or whatever, or when you're on the highway and want to keep the car in the power band. That's the best way to do it, basically. And you'll see here in a minute how it bogs down in drive most of the time compared to whenever you're in Autostick mode. But what you don't want to do is drive the car in the Autostick mode 24/7, because driving it in the Autostick mode 24/7 and holding the gears like how it holds the gears, it can cause the transmission to get hot and overheat. If you sit there and let it ride the gears out too long, it can cause excessive heat in the transmission, so you just don't want that. Driving it 24/7 in Autostick mode is just not recommended. Now, the common mistakes that people make when using Autostick is very simple, and the first one would be short shifting the car. A lot of the times people don't realize that the car will upshift on its own once it hits the red line. So if you're in second gear and you punch it, but yet you forget to shift, or if you don't shift at the right time, it will hit the red line and still shift up into third gear. So it won't make you bounce off the rev limiter and stay in that gear. So it'll upshift for you and you'll be good to go. So basically, when people aren't knowing that, instead of shifting at say 5,800 RPMs, you might shift up at 5,200 RPMs or 4,800 RPMs, and that's just killing the power band of the car, and you're just losing out in the long run. The second mistake would be grinding the gears out too long and at low speeds. Like say you're in second gear and you're cruising and you have the RPMs at like 4,000 RPMs when the car is only going 10-15 miles an hour or something like that. So short shifting, holding the gears too long. And then I say the third one would be people forgetting that you're in Autostick mode, which I mean, I've done it myself too. So I'll be at a stop and I'll go to take off and I forget that I'm in auto mode or Autostick mode. So then when it comes time to shift at lower RPM, because if you're just cruising, it won't shift. So the whole time you're in second second gear and you're cruising lower speeds, it's gonna stay in second gear until you hit the red line or until you hit the button to shift. You feel what I'm saying? So the whole time you're cruising at low speeds, it's gonna stay in first gear, second gear, whatever. So if you're not flooring it and you're just barely getting into the gas, and then you start realizing like, damn, I'm at 4,000 RPMs and, and I'm in first gear still, and then that's when you start over revving the gear that you're in. You want to be mindful of that once you put it into the Autostick mode on the Pursuit, because it's on and off. Like, there's a button on the side, you either turn it on or you turn it off. It's not like the cars with the center floor shifter to where if you just smack it over to the side and then you don't touch it for a while, it'll automatically go back into regular drive mode on its own. But on the Pursuit, you have to manually turn it on or turn it off. So don't forget that you're in Autostick mode when driving it. And like I was saying, on the Pursuit, you see there's a button on the end here that's on and off, and then these buttons right here on the side, which if y'all can see it, that's downshift, that's upshift. And the cool part about it being on the column shifter instead of it being down here is the fact that when I'm driving and it's in drive, the gear selector be more so down here, so then I can just reach my finger out and hit the upshift or downshift button while it's right there. So I can just boop, 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 boop type shit, and I don't have to remove my hand from the steering wheel. So it's not like paddle shifters, but it's close enough. But see, as you guys know, when you're driving in drive, it just drives like a normal car, like an automatic transmission, as you guys should know. When you are in drive mode, if you do punch it at different speeds, it might bog down really bad, and sometimes it might not. It just all depends on, like I said, what speed you're currently at when you hit it. So like a lot of the time, if you wanted to like do an underpass pull or something, you're in automatic drive mode, and you just punch it, like say you're just driving like this and you punch it, you see how it bogs down? Y'all see how it bogs down right there? But then if you take it down to like second gear, it accelerates a lot better. But yeah, as y'all can see, man, if you downshift, see like we're in first right now, take it up, second, third, then we drop it down. You just hit it. But yeah, it's way different when you're in the manual mode versus automatic, as y'all can see. And then if you can time it right, you can get little blips of the throttle to go ahead and get some rev action going. That way it doesn't just fall flat on its face when you downshift. How I was saying about how the Pursuit can be reached without taking your hand off the steering wheel, so it's kind of like its own paddle shifter without the paddles. And I don't know if you hear that in first gear. If you go from second to first at a certain speed, it'll make a nice little rumble and pop to it. When you're in the Autostick mode, when you got Autostick on, the Eco mode or the MDS mode won't turn on. So if you don't want the MDS mode to turn on, you can go ahead and just put it in the Autostick on and then keep it in fifth gear. And then the whole time you drive it, it'll downshift and upshift on its own, and it'll stay out of the MDS mode. But see, if you don't blip the throttle when you downshift, it just kind of versus, see, I was third to second, now watch, this is third to second. So it's a way better way. It sounds way better when you downshift if you just blip the throttle just a little bit. I love the way this car sounds, bro. Now, like I was saying earlier though, like it's not really a true manual mode. You know, like say any other manual mode car, if you shift, like you hit upshift, it will shift into second. So if you're in first and you shift up, it goes into second. But that's not how this works, because obviously right now I just put it into second, but it's still gonna be in first. And then when I take off and I drive, it will shift to second, but then it will stop and stay in second, so it won't go to third. So basically whatever you select up here is what it will stay in, not what it will go to. So like you're basically capping it out. So if you put it on 3, it'll shift up to 3 and then stop, and then it'll hold third gear until you shift up to 4 or slow down and downshift. So that's why whenever you're driving it, if you do drive it and it ever feels like there's a delay when you hit the button versus when it actually shifts, that's why. The downshift's not so much, like it actually downshifts pretty much when you hit the button, it'll downshift. Now obviously the 8 speeds as we're passing now, there is a little more responsive in terms of how it shifts, but it's almost the same. It's technically the same thing, but the downshift. I love the little rev maxes though, that shit's so cool. I want a manual swap a charger so bad, bro, that'd be cool as shit. That's rev maxing versus just regular downshift, which would be like. Oh shit, that buggy's cool. Volkswagen Bug. They be having some pretty cool cars back here sometimes. What is that, C4? See if I can show you guys now though, that little second to first gear verbals it has. You embarrassing me in front of company, man. You be kind of go crazy any other time. We got Charlie right there. Love to see it. Hit a little downshift. I love it, man. Mopar gang, got a Pursuit right there. So 300S with the Hellcat wheels, okay. That's one thing, bro, I love about living in the Midwest. Like the Mopars are everywhere. Look at that shit. That shit look clean. Bro, my suspension is so bad though, ain't it, bro? I done replaced everything on it for real. I don't know what else I can do for it. I need to take it to a shop or something. It might be above my pay grade. But yeah, man, it's pretty much how the Autostick functions, man. I ain't really take you up on the highway or anything because right now it's too hot to be trying to show y'all some like full-on pools. Since this is a nice day out, y'all see look at the weather, bro. It's December what, 28th in Ohio, and it's 68 degrees outside. That's insane, ain't it? Another Mopar. Yeah, I love it.